All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Megan with Ocean Rehab and Fitness. Thank you for joining me today. A lot of you have been joining me throughout the summer, but the exciting news is that today is the first day of the new series of this, and we will be working out every Thursday until the end of the year, 2020. So that's really exciting. Thank you all for continuing to come. I absolutely love Thursdays. I love working out with you all. It's really fun. So a little different from here on out, I'll be kind of giving you a bit of the theme at the beginning of the session, and then we'll kind of stick with that. So the first week of the month will be that same theme, second week of the month will be that second theme, and so forth. So our first theme of this month is going to be rows and rotations. So we're going to be really focusing on the rotational aspect of the body, some different rowing, any type of pull work we're going to be doing today. So the equipment we're going to be using today is a dowel or a hockey stick or a broom or an umbrella or cane, anything that you have that's just long and sturdy. It just must be a little wider than your shoulder width. Okay, so this is one. And for some of you paddlers out there, you know that you can use your paddle. And secondly, we're going to use some type of band. So this is a TheraBand, but you can also use a band with handles. Some of you have scrunchy bands with the handle. That's also fine. I'm going to be giving a couple alternatives with the band today. So if you have both, if you have a TheraBand and the band, you can have both here. That would also be really nice. Okay, otherwise, if you don't have a band, you can get some stretchy pants or some tights. That also works really well. And make sure it's just a little bit longer. Okay, so I'll give you a couple seconds to grab those, and then we're going to get started with a guided warm-up. Okay, so make sure that you have water handy, just in case. Set yourself up. If you are able to stand comfortably and be stable, you can do this warm-up standing, not a problem. Otherwise, I know some of you are using stability balls to sit on, which is a great idea. If you are in a wheelchair, that is like a power chair, I would recommend, if possible, to put something behind your back just to sit us up away from our chairs so that we can get a little more lumbar support and use a little bit of our core muscles in today's workout, okay? Otherwise, chest strap is good. That works too. Just do what works for you. And if you have any questions about anything, it's just a nice reminder for you. You can write in the chat and I'll get to it as soon as I'm done any movement or when we have a break. And I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions, even if it's specific to you. Okay, that's why I'm here. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with just basic head rotation. So we're going to look to the side and then center. Good. And side and center. And side and center. And side and center. Good. And rotate. Make sure your ears are level. And center. Two more. And then we're going to tip the head down. So ear to the shoulder and center, ear to the shoulder and center. Okay, try and stay at my speed for warm up, but if you do find that I'm going too fast, it's okay to slow it down a bit. Good. Probably won't need to go any faster than me through the warm up. Last two. Very nice. Now we're going to tip the head up and then center, tuck the chin, and center. So we're not hanging the head down, we're actually tucking the chin. Good. Center and center. Last one, up and down. Very nice. Now we're going to do a half roll of the head. So you're going to bring your ear down, half roll, tucking that chin, and then we stop at the other side. And other way, half roll, nice and smooth, nice and easy. If you have any rods in your cervical spine, this might not be accessible to you, so you can just do some type of whatever rotation you can do or head tilt instead. Good. Two more here. One and two. Good, and now we're gonna do some shoulder rolls. So coming forward, one, nice and big. Letting those arms just hang at your sides. And awesome. And we reverse it. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now we're going to reach up, eyes to the sky, pull something down from the ceiling. And switch and pull. That's it. And switch. Nice big side body stretch. Trying to reach up to the ceiling. So I'm not reaching up and over. I'm not leaning this way with my hand. I'm going up, right up to the ceiling. That's it. Last 2 here. Very nice. Now we're going to rotate and we're going to tap a shoulder over, tap our hand over our shoulder and then come back. Okay. You can use your other hand to push and get a bit more rotation. That's totally fine. We're doing a lot of rotation today, so we're going to warm this up. And boom. Boom. Good. That's it. Make sure you're taking your focus over the shoulder. Excellent. Last 2 here. Welcome, Stephanie. Good to see you. All right, coming in, we're going to bring our arms straight out to the sides. You can't see my fingers, but they're really big and long. And then we're going to hug ourselves nice and tight. Okay, then we do the opposite arm on top. Fingers are nice and long. Hug. Arms stretched out to the sides. Hug. Nice and big. Good. Okay, 4 more here. And 3. And 4. And you're going to come back out for one last one here. You're going to hold. And now we're going to do tiny little circles from the shoulder joint. Keep the elbows straight. Really quick, tiny little circles. Boom, boom, boom. Keep going for 4. My arms are going forward. 3, 2, 1. And now we reverse it, going backwards. Tiny little circles from the shoulder joint, warming up those rotator cuff muscles. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then back forward 1. Again. Hang in there. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Freeze and go backwards. Last time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Now we're going to take the hand across, palm down, and we're going to swipe a table clean. Follow it all the way as far back as you can, and then other side. Starting across your body, swipe the table clean all the way over, and then back in. Good. All the way over, reach, and back in. That's it. Stretch that elbow nice and long in that arm. Like you're going to reach across the room. Other side. Good. Over. That's it. Just notice your rotation. Notice how far you're able to rotate on each side and if it's different, right? Can you go further on one side than the other? And it's okay, but just notice. If you do a sport, you might notice that your rotation is a lot better on one side because of the sport. Talking to you paddlers out there, you know who you are. Okay, rotate. Good, awesome. Okay, we're gonna bring the arms up. Thumbs are gonna be right at the shoulders here. Our arms are open, so if I'm here, we're not in here. We're gonna open up those shoulders, open up, make that collarbone nice and long. Okay, and we're just gonna press those arms straight up and then straight back down, trying to get the thumbs right into those shoulders again. So it's almost like what I call an angel, but we're taking initiative to bring those thumbs all the way down. 3. Okay, there's an imaginary peach under your chin, so we're keeping that peach there as the arms raise. Good, this is 6, make sure you're breathing. 7, 8, 9, and 10, and relax. Awesome, very nice. Okay, we're gonna get into the shoulders a little bit. So I want you to place a hand on your shoulder, okay? And we're gonna just get a little bit of more range in protraction and retraction so that we can practice for our rowing. So if I extend my arm out, okay, and I'm holding my shoulder here, if you can't do feedback with your hand, it's okay. Or you can have your hand down and then just the arm here. But if you're able to, I would really like you to put your hand here for feedback. So we're just gonna, it's as if someone's pulling my arm forward. So it's gonna protract my shoulders. So can you see that? All of a sudden you can kind of see my blade here. I don't know if you can see with the sun there, but so if I'm neutral here, you see the ridge of my back. If someone's pulling it, now it's forward. So my blade is coming forward on my back. So we want to do that. So pretend someone's pulling your arm and you're going to feel that movement come to the front and then back. Okay, movement forward and then back to neutral. Movement forward and back to neutral. Good. And again, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and good. So that is protraction. So that's us bringing that shoulder to the front. So we're going to try the other side now. I'll just turn around so that y'all can see. Okay. So if you're able to, once again, just give some feedback with your hand here. Arm is extended. I'm just here neutral. My collarbone is long. And then it's as if someone's pulling my hand and it brings my shoulder forward. Okay, and then back to neutral. So we're here, protract, and then neutral. And protract, and neutral. That's it. 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. That's it. 7, and 8, and 9. Excellent, everybody. 10 and down. Good. Don't worry if it doesn't look like mine. Okay, these getting the control of our shoulders in protraction, retraction, elevation, depression actually takes a lot of time and just consistency. So don't worry if this is your first time doing that and you're like, I don't feel anything. Totally fine. We'll get it. Okay, this video is up too, so you can always practice this later. So now we're going to do retraction. So that was protraction of the shoulder and then back to neutral, but our shoulder blades actually go back as well. So some of you know this little trick. You can use a dowel if you want, or your hand, and you're just going to tap that area right between your shoulder blades. So for me, it's like right where the back of my shirt is. Okay, so find a way to tap that. You can use a dowel, you can use your hand, you can go this way. Okay, just I want you to tap that area, and now I want you to think of a little blueberry being there. And we're going to have our arms down, and I want you to think of squeezing that area with your shoulders that you just touched. So now the shoulder blades are going to go back and squeeze together. So imagine that. Peach here under the chin. Here we go. Squeeze that little blueberry, and then relax back to neutral, okay? To neutral, not to rounded shoulders, okay? That's very important. So squeeze, and then to neutral. So neutral is how we would sit tall with really good posture, okay? So squeeze and neutral, nice. And this is 3. And relax. We're going to go to 10, squeeze, and rest. So this is now mostly back body working, right? Where protraction was a little bit more of the anterior, right? A little bit of pec, a little bit of anterior deltoid. Okay, squeeze. These are the stabilizers back here that we need to be strong, not only for good posture, but to get into the movements that we need to perform in order to get good posture, to help assist us with that, like rowing, okay? Now, last 3 here. 2, and 3, and relax. Excellent. Okay, last shoulder little movement we're gonna do just to really see if we've nailed that, and then we'll move on. So we're gonna do all 4 movements. I call these shoulder squares. So we're gonna make a square with our shoulders. So we're gonna go up first. This is called elevation. So it's like you're shrugging, I don't know. And then let them come back down to neutral. Okay, try that again. I don't know. and then come back to neutral. So when you do that, it's normal to feel a little bit of tension in here. Okay, then we're gonna go forward. So we're gonna do that protraction that we did with our arm extended. So now we protract forward. So this is almost like you're feeling really bad. Oh, we always sink in here, right? Poor posture. Boom. Okay, and initiate it with the shoulders. Boom. Good. You might feel some tightness right in here in this cup area, right at that pec, and then down. Good. Now we're going to go down. So depress the shoulders. So it's as if you're going to push them down to the floor. So this is a small movement. Notice how small it is. This is my neutral, and this is my depression, right? Tiny. And then relax. And now we do retraction, which is that scap squeeze we just did. Retract. And then relax. Okay, we're going to do 4 rounds. So here we go. Elevate, up, shrug, and then relax down. Try and only move your shoulders. Protract forward, and then relax down, and then depress down. Smallest movement of them all. And then relax neutral, and then retract, scap squeeze, back body, and then relax. And then we do that again. Shrug up, shoulders only, and relax. Protract forward, and relax, and depress down, smallest movement, and relax, and then retract backwards, scapular squeeze, relax. We have 2 more coming up. Shrug, and relax, and protract forward, and relax, and retract. I'm sorry, depress down, and relax, and last one, retract backwards. Okay, last one all together, shrugging up, shoulders only. Should feel air under the armpits here. We don't want to squeeze. It's just elevate. And then relax, and then protract forward. Relax, depress down, and relax, and retract backwards, and relax. Gorgeous. All right, we're warm, so get your gear. We're going to start with the band today. Have them both handy though, because we're actually going to be going back and forth with them sometimes. Okay, so starting with the band, we're going to do a row variation. So I'm going to give you 2 variations. Rowing is typically done with an anchor point, where say this is an anchor point, say the wall or your, I don't know, a handle on a door or something. You can tie your band to something. So ignore my hand here, and you're just doing like a single arm row from the anchor point. So if you are able to, or it's accessible to you, I recommend going over there right now. If you can, I don't know if you're on a tablet or something and you can easily move around, go ahead and get your anchor point ready. Otherwise, I'm going to show a variation of the anchor point and I just showed it, is using your hand as an anchor point. So this can also be done if you have compromised core strength and you don't have a chest strap or something. You can also do it where you put your hand down on your thigh and we can kind of row from low. Okay, otherwise I do recommend having the arms straight out. I'm just at an angle so you guys can see. Okay, and coming straight out this way and just rowing at chest height. Okay, so there's 3 options for you. You can always go and look for an anchor point later after today's workout for next time. Okay, so get this around your hand, find it on your anchor point, whichever band you want to use. Arms are extended. The closer I hold the band to the anchor point, the more challenging this is going to be. So depending on what kind of band you have and how thick it is, I'll let you guys decide. Okay, so from here, I'm going to think of driving my elbow down and back. So I'm not going to be doing a tabletop like this. It's going to stay really close to my ribs. So I'm thinking of squishing something under my armpit and extending my arm again. Okay, so right here, squeeze, and then back. So if you can imagine, this motion here is just like our scapular retraction. You can imagine how my shoulder blade, as I pull, is going along my back, right? When we end the row, I don't want to see a protraction, right? It should just be neutral. So I'm here and I come just to neutral, which means my collarbone stays long. Okay, here, and then we do the other side. Okay, so let's do that together. We're going to do 15 reps. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. Good. Remember, if your tempo is not as quick as me, That's okay. Just keep moving until I'm done the set. Later on, you can always pause this. Okay, and your eye gaze is just right over your anchor point, keeping the neck nice and long. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Okay, also a reminder that you can make loops out of these. So if it's easier for some of you to make a loop and have it around your wrist and then have a little reinforcement, that's fine too. Just set your band up how you like it and what works best for you. Okay, other side. Here we go. So I switch my anchor points. I'll give you guys a few minutes or a few seconds. Okay, and then we'll get started on the other side. If you have an anchor point on a wall or at a door, all you need to do is switch your hand with the band, okay? Here we go, band row. 3, 2, 1. And row, and forward, and row. Good. My elbow is driving into my ribs, and I'm thinking down and back with my elbow, and I'm retracting that shoulder blade. So I'm thinking of squeezing, and that blade is getting closer to the other one along my back as I row. That's it. Nice and tall. 5 more here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Excellent. All right, put that aside for now, and we are going to grab your dowel and do a rotation. So this rotation is going to be from the belly button. I'm just going to move this down for right now, or maybe I'll move it away so that my head isn't being cut off. Okay, so this is going to be belly button height. That's better. Okay, arms are a little wider than the shoulder, or sorry, arms are a little wider than your waist. Okay, so about shoulder width. Your elbows are going to stay somewhat bent, so we don't have to be out here. We're going to, actually all of us, I'd like you to be here. I want you to think of your belly button being attached to the dowel. So we're going to think of rotating, but we're initiating the movement with our belly button. If you have a chest strap on, I recommend loosening it slightly, just so that you have enough room to get a bit of rotation here. Okay, I'm not doing this. It's not my arms, right? It's just my torso. So the movement isn't very big, but there's a lot to this, right? Because we're able to move our entire torso with our rotational core muscles. That's the goal, okay? So as I rotate, I'm actually thinking of exhaling. Tightening that core. Inhale, come back to center. Okay, so hopefully you're all ready and set up. Let's do a set of 15 each side. So that's 30 total. Okay, here we go. There's enough of them if you're joining in late. We're doing enough of them where it'll probably be okay. Good. Notice how my upper body is relaxed. I'm thinking of just getting taller with every rotation. Nice. Exhale on the rotation. That's it. Breathing. It can be audible or not, whatever helps you breathe. Sometimes the feedback, hearing it is good, helps us. And you're over halfway here. And 2. Good. 3. And 4. Exhale and exhale. Last 5 here. 1. Notice how my eye gaze is just going with my body. So my neck is staying neutral. Last 1. And relax. Excellent. Okay, this is our first superset, which just means we're doing them both back to back, and then we get a break. So now's your rest. Get some water. Type if you have any questions about those. I know the row one is a bit, it's a little bit different than anything we've done here. It does require maybe a little bit more setup. So if you do have any questions, just write it in the chat, and we're going to start all of this again. So otherwise, you can get ready and set yourself up for the row again. Single arm band row. Okay, and just a reminder, if you are an Ocean Insider Club and you subscribe, all of these exercises we're doing are actually on there with clear instructions, clear pictures, and videos, okay? So just because I'm gonna start with the side I ended with, I like to do that so I don't get in the habit of always starting with my dominant side, okay? So setting up with your row. Okay, here we go, 3, 2, 1, nice tall posture, and we're pulling that elbow down and back. Try and keep it at chest height if you can. Good. Feel that shoulder blade squeezing along your back. 10, good. This is 5. 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay, give you a couple seconds, switching to the other side. I'm just turning so that y'all can see me. Okay, here we go, starting in 3, 2, 1. And we pull and back to center. That's it, breathing, focusing on what your spine is doing. Is it long? Are you away from the back of your chair if possible? What are your abs doing? Are we drawing in the belly button, thinking of scooping and hollowing? Or maybe we're just thinking of this because it's enough. Everybody's working at different levels, and that's great. Last 4. And 2, 3, and 4. Good. And I would just like to point out, for those of you that think I don't know that it's work to hold out with the other arm, I'm aware. Okay, you're getting a little bit of an extra shoulder workout on the arm that's stabilizing you, and then hitting the back with the row. Okay, that was on purpose. Thank you. All right, rotations. Coming in, belly button or sternum height. Okay, elbows are bent, hands are shoulder width-ish. Here we go, rotating from the belly button, attached to the dowel, exhale. You'll notice if you exhale on the rotation, you'll get more out of it. You will actually rotate more because then we're contracting everything in that low and deep abdominal core section, and that helps us with that rotation. If we inhale, it's filled with air and we won't have the space. Think of a balloon deflating. As we exhale, that balloon deflating is your diaphragm, right? And as it contracts, we have more space to rotate. Good. Doing awesome. Remember, we're doing 30 of these. That's it. Keep moving. Really subtle movement, really focusing on the shape you're making. And we're halfway here. Shoulders are relaxed, collarbone nice and wide. Good, this is almost here. Last 6 reps. 3, and 4, and 5. Excellent. Okay, we are done with that superset. So take a little break, and then we're gonna move on into 2 new exercises, also using the same equipment. So we're gonna start again with this, and then go back to the dowel. These might not be new exercises to you, but just new today, just to clarify. Okay, so grab that sip of water. And if you have this tied on an anchor point, go ahead and untie that. We won't be using it again. We're gonna use our hands this time. Okay. All right, so we are going to visit our tabletop bow and arrow. I have done this one with y'all before. Okay, so same thing. You're going to have your hand as an anchor point. Before, so the difference is we were rowing with the elbow down, so we're thinking of keeping it nice and tight along the rib cage. Now when we do it, it's the same action, but we're going to keep it up on a table. So it's as if I'm brushing a table clean with my arm. Okay, it's almost like you're pulling. I call it a bow and arrow because it's almost like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Okay, here we go. Arms are up. I'm just turning to the side a bit so that you can see, wiping that table clean. And the key with this one is to think of smelling the band. So you want to keep the band really close to your nose. Notice how my elbow isn't dropping. I'm not down here, okay? And then we go back. Okay, here we go. 3, 15 reps, 2, and 1. Feeling that shoulder blade gliding along your back. That's the big theme today. 8, good. Over halfway on this side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, switching sides. Set up your anchor point, wrap it around your hand, or just hold it, do whatever you need to do. I think TheraBands are better for this one than a band with handles. That's just my opinion. I like the resistance better on these. Okay, I should have said that at the beginning, but TheraBand if you have it. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Pull that bow and arrow and then back. Wiping that table clean. Elbows high. And I can smell the band right here. It's super close to my nose. That's it. Last 5 here. 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Awesome. Take a break from that. Okay, and now we're going to grab your dowel. So I'll let you unhook that. We are going to do a kayak motion with an overhead press. Okay, so I actually call these the side to side. I call these in my other group canoeing, but it's essentially like a kayak motion. So coming in, you're going to be scooping down. So first you're going to start nice and tall, feel the feet in the floor, and I want you to think of driving that dowel or whatever it is that you're holding down into the floor, and then you're going to press. Then we go to the other side. Dip down into the floor and press, okay? I'm going to move a little bit because I'm hitting my couch. So dip down and press. Dip down and press. Okay, on that press, we don't want to activate up in here. So in order to do that, little trick, I think of putting the tongue on the roof of my mouth, gently close my teeth, and I have a peach here. And you'll notice when you do that, overhead, you'll get an elongated back of the neck. Okay, so for those of you that feel a lot of tension, I know some of us in here, in the Zoom here, we do get a lot of tension when we go overhead. So try that little trick when you do anything overhead, especially this action today. So tongue gently on the roof of the mouth, teeth are just gently closed. Okay, like tighten your bite just a little bit. So rotate, up, rotate, up. Okay, notice how my elbows are getting all the way stretched. So we're not here, right? All the way up. Dip. Okay, this is not for speed. I don't want you to speed through it. Because of these little technical cues I'm giving you, I just want you to be nice and fluid, okay? So I myself am going to do 30, okay? That's a lot. Don't worry if you're at my tempo. Don't worry if you can do 30 or not. I want you to do as many as you can with good form. If you need to rest, you can. The other option is to just do this and not take the overhead. If that isn't accessible to you today, you're just going to do these kayaks. Okay, here we go. That's it. Exhale as you press. I'm going to throw all these cues out at you. I don't expect you to latch onto every single one, okay? But find what works for you and run with it. That's it. Make sure you're breathing. Notice how I'm staying tall. I'm not dipping forward with my body. I'm just rotating, and I'm just dipping the arms. My chest is staying lifted. Good. Keep moving if you can. Breathing. Okay, we're halfway here. Hang in there. This will be a bit of the cardio portion today in your rows and rotations. Breathing. Almost there, everybody. Last 5. If you feel those shoulders, that's awesome. If you feel your rotational muscles, that's even better. 2 more. Last one. And done. Good. Very nice. Okay, take a little longer break because that's a long one. And then we're going to do these 2 again. So we have the bow and arrow, right, with the band, and then our dowel rotations. Okay, get some water. I'm going to crack my window real quick. Okay, and then we'll start again. Everybody's still here, so that's a good sign. No one has left. Hope everyone's doing okay. All right, getting ready. Back to our bow and arrow. I'm going to start on the side I ended with, like I said, just to switch it up. You can do whatever you'd like. Okay. Getting ready, everything in position, elbow high like we're brushing that table. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. 15 reps. For those of you that want to do all this standing, I should have said that before. If you feel stable and standing or walking is normal for you, then I would highly recommend this stuff standing. Or on a stability ball is good too. Otherwise, we're sitting tall. 2 and 1. Excellent. Okay, switching sides. Getting the other hand all set up. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. That's it. Last 5 here. And 5. Awesome. All right, set the band away from you for a second. Kayak, kayak, overhead, kayak, overhead press, kayak, overhead press. As many as you can, and then if you poop out, try and just get the rotation in, right? Do what you can, okay? We're doing 30. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, a gentle bite. Here we go. Feel that rotation that we worked on. Nice and smooth with your movements, like you're actually paddling through water. That's it. We're halfway here. Last 10. Breathing. Exhale on the rotation if you can. Keep moving, keep moving. Breathing, that's it. Let's count down together. 5, 4, 3, and 2, 1. And last set here on the left, and done. Whew, good job. Okay, get some water, take a little break, and we are gonna move on from that as well and do something new. Okay, here we go. Start in about 20 seconds. We will be using similar equipment. Okay, so just have the equipment handy near you. Okay. So the first exercise we're doing actually doesn't have any equipment. We're just going to do body weight today. If you'd like, some of you are familiar with this exercise. I know, Janice, you are. If you want to use some little tiny dumbbells, you can. This is called a Cobra. Okay, so this first exercise, the most amount of weight I'd want you to use on this are like 2 pounds. So probably like if you have soup cans or something, but otherwise you don't even need weight, okay? You don't need weight, it's fine. It's just for some of you that have been working on this, you might want to use the weight, okay? Otherwise, so this is like, it's an exaggerated scap squeeze, but we're recruiting a lot more muscles and we're actually externally rotating our humerus, which is this part, to get an even bigger squeeze back there and to target a little bit more of the back. Okay, so this is a pulling action. So we're gonna start with our hands forward. They're slightly down in front of my thighs and my palms are down. Okay, I'm gonna think of externally rotating my thumbs. So it's as if I'm just lifting my arms so you can see. It's as if my thumbs are gonna go out and away. So they're gonna go out and away, and it's as if they're gonna touch each other behind my back. And then rest, and we come back to neutral. So my arms are a little higher just so that you can see, okay? But your arms are just gonna be just quite low, just in front of your knees if you're sitting at a 90-degree knee bend, okay? So we externally rotate those thumbs out and away, squeeze those shoulder blades, and then back to where you started. Okay, notice I'm not doing this. I'm not internally rotating my thumbs. That's a mistake I see a lot of times, right? Coming in here. We're not internally, it's externally. So thumbs out and away. And then back to center. Okay? We're only doing 10 of those. Okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Externally rotating the thumbs, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then back to where you started. Good. And again, externally rotating, squeeze, and back to where you started. That's it. And squeeze, as if they could touch behind your back in a perfect world. And squeeze. Squeeze. Okay, we're halfway. Externally rotate thumbs out and away. Keep it pretty low. Reminder, my arms are a little higher just so I can show you, and I'm on a couch. Last 2 here. Last one. And relax. Awesome. Good. Okay, you are going to grab the dowel again, and this time we're going to do your kayaks for time and no overhead press. So it's just boom, boom, boom. And I'm on a couch, but if you're in like a chair and you have space, I really want you to dip that arm down. Dip it down and bring it up. Dip it down and bring it up. Okay? I'm going to time us, so no reps. We're actually doing it for time. Okay, let's go for 45 seconds. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Just right away, right into the other side. No break in the middle, no stop. Okay, you're following your eye gaze. Exhale on the rotation. 45 seconds here. Nice and quick, nice and fluid. So you can go as quick as you'd like as long as you're controlling the movement, okay? That's it. We're about halfway. Keep moving. Big drive into the water. Feel that resistance. Lots of rotating today, everybody. You're doing great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Excellent. Okay, these are your last 2 exercises today. So take a little rest, and then we're going to go back into the Cobras. We're doing 3 rounds of this today. Okay? Only 10 Cobras, 3 rounds of all of this. So dowel aside. Cobras, we don't need anything unless you are using some of those little weights. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Externally rotate, thumbs go out and back. Squeeze, and then back to where you started. Good. And externally rotate, squeeze, and back where you started. And again, externally rotate, squeeze, and good. Deep breath. Exhale. And squeeze. And again. And again. Good. Just 2 more here. Squeeze and relax. Excellent. Grabbing your dowel real quick. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. 45 seconds. Kayaking along. Rotate, rotate, getting taller. Really dip your dowel into the water. If you're in a chair, you'll have the space next to you to really dip down. Okay? Keep going. Nice big rotations, sitting tall, trying to not let your chest fall forward. Breathing. Excellent. Last 10 seconds here. Everybody's doing really, really great. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. Last rest, and then this is our last time with these 2 last exercises, and then we will do a little bit of a cool down. Okay, so dowel aside, get a little sip of water. I'll give you a second to do that. Everybody's awfully quiet today. I've had no comments, which is fine. Hopefully you're busy moving. All right, ready? Cobras, here we go. Externally rotate. And good. Squeeze. Last 4. 2. And 3. Good. Last one here. And 4. And relax. Excellent. Okay, grabbing your dowel. This is your very last time with your kayak, starting in 3, 2, 1, and we're off. 45 seconds. No stop in the middle. Rotating. Staying nice and tall. Dipping down. If you're one of my paddlers, notice how this is different than our dragon boat team paddling. This one, we're staying tall. We're not dipping forward. Good. Keep rotating. That's it. Nice and smooth. I'd rather you be controlled with your movements. Don't throw them away. If you're throwing them away, slow it down a little bit. 10 seconds left, everybody. That's it. And 2, 1, and time. Awesome. All right. Excellent. Okay, we're just going to do a twist to stretch out all the twisting we've done. Okay, so you're going to rotate, okay, and hold, look over your shoulder, and I have you on a clock. 30 seconds. Nice and still, let your breathing come down. And slowly unwind, other side. Okay, rotating the other way. I have you on a clock. Here we are. Keeping your spine nice and elongated. And slowly come back to center. Good. And just to stretch out all that rowing we did, I'm just going to get you to interlace your hands, and we're going to round the spine and just drop your chin. So we're stretching out that back, the upper back, that we've been squeezing together for the last hour. Okay, and then end on a nice big chest up, heart to the ceiling, lift the chest, spinal extension here. And slowly come back to neutral. Awesome. All right. So thank you so much for working out with me today. I do have one announcement. Taylor wrote in the chat there that we have our new fall cohort starting. If you do want a little bit more one-on-one personal training with me, our first group is filled. So if we still do have spots, but the orientation for you won't be till September 28th, 2 p.m. So we have a few spots left. If you want to join that, shoot me an email. I'll send you the survey that you need to fill out, to apply. It's been a great program. We did the pilot study this past summer, and it was a huge success. So any of you that are wanting a little more one-on-one time with me and some people from my team, specifically Sierra, let me know, and I'll shoot you that, and you can join me, hopefully. We just have a few spots left. So thank you all for coming. If you have any more questions or comments, let me know. I'll be on here for a couple more minutes just to make sure.